I feel like we're the end of this app, because we have most of these things done except this one. For example, the report screen is okay. We fixed it up last time, so we can see all of our expenses here. We can see the charts, you know, the bar chart of every day. Like this is the weekly view. There's a monthly view as well, and we also have a yearly view. It tells us like, and this is pretty cool because it's January 5th of January 3rd. Yeah, it makes sense. And yeah, the idea is to fix up this list. This is like a horizontal list, right? It's a view pager, but it's terrible in terms of performance, and it doesn't always work. There's a case where Jay, this year I want to get into mobile development more. As a UI UX developer, I love the web, but I want to add some more diverse fun with mobile development. Yeah, mobile is how I started in tech. Mobile is how I started. Like there's this app that actually let me show you guys the app, and you're gonna laugh. Play.google. Okay, so this app is super old, but this is like my first app ever. Alright, search pocket formulas. I'm not sure if it's up. Yeah, it is up. Yeah, check it out. Like this is ancient. This is the last update is on like February 26th 2014, and this is version 2. I had to upload it as a, you know, as a separate app, so I lost a lot of users. I had a V1 which was much uglier and much more unoptimized, and that was like 2013. So yeah, 2013 was like the V1, and then in 2014 I decided to redesign the app, but I lost the keys. And you need the keys in order to sign the binary and upload it on Google Play, so it's going to be treated as an update, like an app update, but I lost them. So I had to create a new entry. I had to create, yeah, I even like mentioned this. This is the old Pocket Formulas app. A terrible thing happened, so I had to upload it as a new application. This means you have the old version, you cannot get an update. Simply delete the old version and install the new one. Holy, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I had like 10,000 downloads on that one, and I was super stoked. And yeah, this got me into tech. Yeah, I was playing in a rock band previously. I had zero programming, experience, or even thought about developing apps, but I was playing in a rock band, and we had a practice one day, and the drummer whips out this killer HTC. I'm not sure about the model, but it was like one of the first, let's see, it was one of the first HTC first smartphone, with the thumb, something, the first Android, let's see, can't remember it, but it was like, I think it was this one. Yeah, I think it was this one. And the idea with this is like he turned on a metronome, and like here you can, sorry, not a guitar tuner, and like here you can use this app to tune your guitar, because I was tuning it by ear. We didn't have any tools or tuners, etc. We're a rock band, we don't have like that much money. So he whips out his phone. I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this phone? Like, yeah, I got it like recently. There's a metronome, there's a guitar tuner app installed on it. You can use it. I tuned my guitar. I was satisfied with the results, and I got curious, like, what? This is HTC. I knew HTC because they were around before smartphones, but I'm like, why would they invest in apps for musicians? I couldn't link HTC as a phone manufacturer with musicians, right? So I was like, what's their angle on this? And the drummer is like, this is not by HTC, this is by some person who uploaded it on Google Play. And yeah, that blew my mind. Like anyone could make an app and upload it on that place that they call Google Play, and anyone can download it. And he's like, yeah. And like fast forward a year or two, I decided to quit the band and pursue, you know, the career of mobile app developer. So yeah, that's like how I got into tech, because it was like mind blowing. I can create something on my computer, and thousands of people in this world can have it in their pockets. And that's why I called my app Pocket Formulas, right? This is like math, math formulas and stuff like that. I initially created this app. I initially created this app to actually cheat on my exams, but but I never got to do it. Yeah, I graduated high school before I finished this app. But I still wanted to make the app and just upload it anyways. We were able to push out a notification to the, I was not working with the, with push notifications. It's amazing how musicians become developers. I'm also a guitar player myself for 18. That is awesome. Like, I haven't played anything in years. I just have my bass here. Like, I can't let this go that easily, because like this is a super cheap bass guitar, but it's history. I used this in like a lot of gigs, and I have so many memories connected with this guitar. I'm never going to sell it. Man, it's terrible. It's not a brand guitar. It's like rocks on this brand, it's like 100 euros, $100. So it's nothing special, but it is special to me. And unfortunately, I can't take this with me to Canada, because like, yeah, probably they won't allow me to walk in with my bass guitar in the, in the airplane. But maybe cargo. I don't know. I have to look at that, because I also have a bass amp that I want to get. I'm not sure if I'll get the chance, but yeah, they'll stay here. They will stay here, and if I get the chance, I'll just like move them there, or like fly them, or ship them there. But yeah, too bad I can't get this, because from time to time I'll just like get it and like play something on it. But yeah, I never hook it up. And that's true. Like, a lot of musicians are also like developers. That's like a trend. It's like a trend. Nice. All right, let's get on with decoding, right? We'll just leave this here. We left a comment from last stream. For next stream, the current view pager reports a crazy number. Like, I can't even read this. I'm not sure if there's like a word for it. There's probably a scientific word for it. So it needs refactoring. Try looking into React Native's flat list, because right now we're using an implementation of the lazy pager view. And I got this from I don't know, a GitHub. A person was like, hey, I created a pager view, a lazy pager view implementation. So I grabbed it, I optimized it for this app, just a little bit, and we managed to get this user experience, right? The idea is to swipe left and go to the history, right? So we're in January, swipe left December, swipe left November, swipe left, or actually right, swipe right October, and that's it, and also it's inverted. As you can see, the last item in the view pager is, yeah, it's like the current period, right? If we're looking at the monthly, or if we're looking at the weekly, that means it's going to be the last week. And this works nicely, but if we go to the yearly one and go back to the weekly one, there was a case where the app basically broke. So on page selected, that's why I have the console log here. The new page was like this, and I don't have that many pages in my app. And the reason for that is when the on page selected gets reported, it's not this one, Let's see, there was a calculation with the offsets. I think it was like this one. Not involve forcing a rebuild of view pager. See? Yeah, it is. It's like a... Yeah, it needs a lot of work. So, the offset... I can't remember. Let's see. There we go. This is the case where it broke. So, if the offset is equals to the current target or the current target's offset, then it calls like set page. The position, I think it's... the offset is 0, but the position is this number. The one that we saw, the big number. So it reports the the current page is, I don't know, 922 bazillion and 337 jazillion and like it's a crazy number, right? And we can't really parse that. We can't really go around it. And I felt like the more we try to fix this issue, the more hacks we're going to need to make. So I decided to like take a step back and think about how we can implement this view pager. And also it's not going to necessarily, you know, has to be a view pager as well, right? So I stumbled upon React Native's flat list component, and the flat list allows you to, you know, to make it a horizontal, which is basically this, right? It's a list of items, and each item is basically a screen. It involves, I mean, it supports virtualizing, so that's great. It supports inverting the index, so this is the like the first index, and this is the second, and this is the third, etc. Yeah, it's virtualized, it's horizontal, it can be inverted as well, but we need to figure out a way how we can make it behave like a pager, because, you know, lists, the scrolling is just like a free form. Haven't figured out how to use it as a pager. At least originally it doesn't lock, yeah, on the page size when you scroll it. So that's what we wanna do for this stream. No, that's what we want to do for this stream. So let me look at the view pager. So React Native flat list, or not the view pager. There's the flat list. It can be horizontal, which is cool. It can be virtualized, which is cool. This is a convenience wrapper around virtualized list. So it is already virtualized. It's out of the box virtualized. Inherits the props as well as those of scroll view that aren't explicitly listed here. Okay, so that means maybe the scroll view might have the, you know, the prop. I'm not even sure how to search for that. Is that like snapping, scroll snapping? React Native flat list scroll snapping or alignments. So this is the unaligned one, but with snap alignments. It's basically TikTok, right? But it's like vertical. There we go. Okay, so some props that we can use. There we go. Snap to alignment, beautiful deceleration rate, and snap to interval. This is it. Oh, come on, don't show me this. This is actually it, you know. We want to do this. Okay, so we know that it's possible. Someone did it. I'm going to start refactoring this. So instead of using the lazy view pager, we have the render item, which is good. We keep the whole screen. We keep the whole screen here. I'm going to use the flat lists from React Native, and we'll just take it from there. So flat list, beautiful. Let's go down and see. There's a buffer, of course. We don't need the buffer. There's the initial page. We don't need that as well. There's the on page selected, and it's probably called something else. On change. No. I don't know. We'll see. Well, we had. You know what? I'm gonna bring these back. I'm just gonna comment them out, just so we can keep these and find their alternatives later. We have the render item, which is good. We wanted to make it a horizontal, so it was like horizontal, beautiful. We wanted to make it inverted as well. That's nice. Okay, there we go. This is the free scrolling thingy. So this view, I'm not sure why we're not seeing the rest of the stuff, but let me just do a quick reloads. Nope, it's not there. But let's continue reading. So I'm going to open the flat lists. Render item. Okay, so that's like render screen in our case. Well, let me minimize this window. So render item, there's the flat list. It needs data. Okay, it needs data, and the render item gets that data. In our case, we don't really do that. I mean, we pass the data with the number of pages, right? But then we rely heavily on this. Yeah, we rely heavily on the expenses list. There's a recurrence. There's a period label. Filtered expenses. This is actually the list. The filtered expenses is the actual list. Grouped expenses. Like all of these variables are being used below, as you can see here. So in order to extract this as a page, we would need to move it into a different component, but then also figure out how to construct the data so it can work as like a data piece, right? For example, if we have a component with a prop item, that item needs to contain all of the data that we're using here. So the period label, the total for periods, the average for periods, the filtered expenses, which is, you know, we need them to show our lists. Then we have the weekly charts here, right? For example, if the recurrence, yeah, the recurrence as well, we need to pass the recurrence as well. Like there's a lot of data to be there, to be passed. But I feel like that is the right way to go about that. Maybe grouped expenses, and we use that here in the list. We also have the filtered expenses that are ungrouped. Okay. So, for example, the total for a period relies on them. The average also relies on them. Eric Hogan, did you ever figure out the pagination on the flat list? No, we are about to do that right now. We're about to do that right now. I'm just thinking about if I can make, like, if I can refactor the, you know, our data structure so it supports, I don't know, everything is packaged within one array. Yeah, I mean, we also, I found this one like in 5 minutes ago, where we can use the snap alignments, like it's the feature of the flat lists. See that? Yeah, so there's like there's three props to the flat list: snap to alignment, deceleration rate, and snap to interval. But before we actually start doing this, we need to fix the screen. We need to actually fix the screen. I'm not sure why none of this is being rendered. Only the average per day. So that's weird. There's the period label. I don't know. Let's say at 1 to 3. No, it's not. It's not being rendered. There's also USD here. Total for period. So it is weird. If I do this, then we can see that it reflects, and now it's also gone. And render item, yeah, render item is the correct prop to render the pages. It accepts the item and then it returns something. I'm not sure if that, what is this item? Touchable opacity. Okay, so it can be anything, right? Yeah, it can be anything. And in our case, something's wrong. We can do this. And yeah, it's weird that it doesn't actually. Oh, wait a minute. I have a style with 100% and height 100, but that's on the flat list itself. It's on the flat list, but there's another view that's like 100%. There we go. Okay, so this is wrong. We don't need, like, the list is going to take care of that for us. Beautiful. Okay, so I can remove this. There we go. Beautiful. Man, we can even try to achieve the snapped scrolling even right now. It's one of these props. So snap alignment, snap to alignment. When snap to interval is set, there's a third one. Snap to alignment will define the relationship of the snapping to the scroll view. Start will align the snap at the left or top. Center will align the snap in the center and will align the snap at the right or bottom. Okay, we'll figure this out. The deceleration rate, a floating point number that determines how quickly the scroll view decelerates after the user lifts their finger. You may also want to use string as like normal and fast. Beautiful. And then we have the snap to interval. When set, causes the scroll view to stop at multiples of the values of snap to interval. Used in combination with snap to alignment and deceleration rate fast. So I'm thinking about fast. In any case, I'm going to add this here. Exactly. We want to do fast. There's the deceleration rate. Okay, we already did that. Snap to interval and snap to alignment. Okay, so snap to interval. This could be, oh, it's a number to stop at multiples of the value. This can be used for paginating through children that have lengths smaller than the scroll view. Overrides less configurable paging enable. Okay, it's a number. I don't know, I'll set it to 1 and continue reading the blog post. And we also want to add the snap to alignment. And we are doing a horizontal one, so either start at the end or maybe the center. We'll figure it out. So snap to start. Okay, set this to 0. Reload. Doesn't snap. Okay, let's continue with this. I want to see some code. Flat list. Snap to alignment is start. Deceleration is fast. Oh, okay. So snap to interval. We're using the dimensions. Get window. Okay, and height. Okay. I believe we are going to be using the. Let me just import the dimensions. The width in this case, because we have a horizontal list, right? Beautiful. There is a small amount of, yeah. And the more you swipe left or like right, that little offset is there. So maybe we should do like plus 32, because I have 32 margin on the sides, 16 by 16 on each sides. Let's see. This is too much. Maybe just 16, I guess. All right, I can also see that here we have the same problem. I think 16 is the number. No. Something else then. 14, I have no idea. No, actually, I think it needs to be bigger, so we'll set it to 18. I have no idea what this number is. Let's make it bigger then. Yep. Okay, shooting in the dark. Yeah, this one goes as well. I need to understand this. And that was the snap to interval. To stop at multiples of the value of the snap to interval, used in combination with snap to alignment and deceleration rate. Okay, you know what? I think I got it. So instead of get the window width, we basically need to get the width of this flat list, right? So when we render the flat list, we can use a ref to obtain its width probably, because like check this out, it's not really 100% background color. I'll set this to red. Can it be set? Okay, we're missing something. Actually, it is wall to wall, or like edge to edge. Well, of course it is, yeah. This is the report screen. We have the home page here. We have the tab navigator, which is at the bottom, the top. We have the report screen here, and we just render the report screen. Okay, so width should technically work, right? Let me remove the red color. Width of the width of the screen should work, because that is the exact width of our flat list, right? We don't have any padding on the side. But as you can see, it's not really that. There's still something going on, so if I set this to the height, I think it's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, see? So we need to look at the width, but I feel like we need to come up with a number that's going to address the, let me see, padding horizontal 16. Let's try to add some, oh man, paging enabled. Well, that was like, you mean like remove these and paging enabled? Because the docs side claim that it's not that configurable, and we can see that it's still pretty much behaving the same. So there is something wrong. Yeah, we can see the 9 here. Now you can see it. So there's an offset. There's an offset. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we need to figure out the interval. Let's see. No, there's no width on this one. but there is on this one, right? Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna remove this, bring these back, reload, and I think we got it. I can see the padding on the side is correct. Yeah. There we go. Let's take it for a spin to see if the content doesn't really align after some certain... No, it's perfect. Look at this. Nice. Okay, we kind of did it, right? Yeah. Now we need to figure out how we can pass the data. Now we need to figure out how we can pass the data, because the on-page selected event that we had here, this was basically the mechanism that changed the data that's on the page, right? We need to figure that one out. If I were to create a data structure for each of these, maybe that's like a... What made it work? Yeah, check this out. The width of the topmost view. So this, we didn't have a width on it. It was just like a flex direction. So I think the width was a bit wider than the actual screen. Yeah, so that's why we saw that offset. That was not cool. If we, you know, like adding the width to be the width of the window, like the width of the screen, it's always going to be nicely displayed. There is no offset. So the width of the first, like the topmost component, sorry, needs to match the snap to interval in order to, you know, in order to look clean. Otherwise, if we have a mismatch between these, there will be some offset. But yeah, awesome. Okay. Horizontal scroll show disable. What is that? Horizontal always bounce when bounces horizontal when it reaches the end. No, it's all right. Show horizontal scroll indicator. Is this? Yeah, we don't have that, but we also don't need it here. Cool. All right, so we got it inverted. We got it horizontal. It is. It does inherit from the virtualized, so it's virtualized. Good performance. We don't need the buffer. The buffer was actually a like how many what number of pages should I keep, like should I render at a given time? So I was like, okay, 3, like 1 to the left and 1 to the right, but it didn't work. Initial page, I think it's always gonna be 0, and yeah, we need to figure that one out, because if I'm like somewhere in the past and if I change the you know, and if I change the, now it's 0, yeah. Oh, there's like a quick scrolling as well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we need to reset every time we change the recurrence. We need to reset the number and have it at like at the last, or in this case, because it's inverted, at the first page. Like paging enabled, scroll enabled, scroll to the top. Initial scroll index, yeah. Starting at the top with the first item, start at the initial scroll index. Maybe that's gonna be like, maybe I need to say this one is true. Default one. Okay, yeah. If we tap this, basically, if we go here and tap the clock, should it scroll to the top? But maybe we want to get a ref going on here of the flat list. So every time we change the recurrence, in this case, where's the recurrence? There we go. Select recurrence. Where is this used? Here. every time we change the recurrence, we can use the ref to make the flat list scroll to the right. Yeah, I guess that would totally work. But we need to figure out a way for this, because right now, as you can see, the data doesn't change, and in here we can have the data, but I feel like we should consolidate all of these variables into their own page. So basically, like make an array of data, an array of items in which each item contains all the data for that specific page, right? Let's try that. I don't know. I'm gonna create a page props just for each page, and we're going to have not the page. Okay, I don't know, page number. Like why not get it there? We need the total for page, which is going to be a number. We need the average for page, or just like average, not for page, right? Total, average, also a number. We want to have all of the expenses, which is it's not going to be an array of expenses. It's going to be the type of group, expenses group. Yeah. So it's going to be an expenses group type. Oh, this is a type. This is not a type, it's a class. I'm gonna delete this. So if we make it work, type as well. And this should go up. Okay. So I believe this is working. So let's see, total, average, and expenses. Oh, period label, yes. There's the period label. There's the total. There's the average. Oh, okay, I messed it up. It's not a really... It's an enum, it's not a type. Okay, my bad. Moving on. Let's see. We have the filtered expenses, and it's a list of expenses. Which... Okay. And then we have the grouped expenses here, and then that's it. Okay, I think we can, because the grouped expenses is just like group expenses by day, and then we pass on the filtered expenses, and the filtered expenses is just an array of expenses. So I'm going to accept that. Just the expenses. Exactly. So just the expenses. And this is going to be the data for each page. I'm going to create the grouping, this piece right here. I'm going to create it within the page. So we need a new component here, which is going to be a report page, I guess, right? I'm going to move this type to this page, and then can get all of our data here, and in this case it's just going to be props. There we go. I'm going to import the expenses from the modals, and I'm just gonna get the page, total, average, period label, and expenses. And then the item is going to be this. I'm just gonna cut this out. Now we need to import a bunch of stuff from React Native. And let's check this out. Theme, recurrence, shorten, there's the charts, expenses, lists. Beautiful. Okay, errors. Okay, text, yeah. This is just total. This is just average. This is just expenses. Recurrence. Recurrence, okay. Recurrence as well. We're going to need the recurrence here. So state dot, not really. Instead of filtered expenses, we do just expenses. There's a date start here, and there's are the grouped expenses, and I'll just create these like so. Group expenses by day, and I'll just pass the expenses because those are the filtered expenses. The one thing that we're missing is the starts, and the start is actually, yeah, the start is actually the calculated range. So based on this page and the recurrence, actually we can move this here. Where are we actually using this? In the period label as well. Okay, so I'm going to move these in here. Do we have any issues? Nope. So it's safe. We'll just put them here. Page. There we go. We found a use for it. We already got the recurrence from the props, and I'll just import the calculate like these utilities. I'm going to remove the period label because we're going to calculate that for each component, and we are clear. We got some imports that we need to remove, and there's an error here because we're not rendering any of the items, but it's too soon for that. Okay, so we don't need this because we are already doing that. We have the total, we have the average, and we have the filtered expenses. We already have them, right? So for each of these pages, and that is state dot, let's see, number of pages, right? So for each of these pages, we need to calculate that. And let's see how. Let's see how. So data equals state dot number of pages dot map. So I want to get the page here, and I want to return an object, and that object is going to be these props. I'm gonna move these. Types. Oh, folder. I'm going to name these report page. So report page props. Import these two. Move the props over here and import them as well. And that's a type. So we're just gonna import a type over here. We don't need the expenses anymore because we moved them. This is good. And then also we want a map. Our map needs to return an array of these types. Report page props, right? So number of pages. Oh man, okay, so sorry. This is a number, so array.from number of pages and then map out. The map is going to return an array of that. We have the value, we have the index, and we have the whole array, which is good. And now it's complaining because, yeah, it's never read, and also it's not really returning the correct. Actually, no, not an array, just a single element. There we go. Okay, so we want to return the page. We want to return the total, right? We want to return the total, and we have the filtered expenses here. Let's see how we can calculate this. Filter expenses in period. So I'm gonna move these up. Like I'm gonna move these here. So the filtered expenses, instead of state.page, we're just gonna roll with the page. The page is a number. Array from we are returning a number. So state number of pages is a number. Oh, it's an any in some case. Why is that? It's always a number. Page or state. Doesn't matter. So page is a number and it's accepted here. Beautiful. We have the filtered expenses now. Right, so we can pass the, I'm just gonna do expenses. Oh no, expenses is already there. Okay. Expenses is the filtered expenses, right? It's like our whole list of expenses. Then we need the average, recurrence. We already have it, state the recurrence. And we have the average and the total, and these are calculated here. So after the filtered expenses, we can calculate them, and I'll just name them total and average. And that's it. Okay. Page, total, average. This should be happy. It is happy, right? So we have the data. The data is an array of report page props. That's exactly what we need, right? So the data length, okay. I guess we need this notation, right? So array from length is the number of pages. That is the correct way. So I'm gonna pass the data here, and every time I'm rendering something, the item is going to be the report page props. Beautiful. And now we can return our new component, the report page. Come on. And like spread the item. Export. Now we can import. We can spread the item. The item is the report page props. Same here. So we can spread those items and we should be good to go. There are no... So if I scroll, it's like if I swipe right, we should see that. Hold on. I think I have a meeting. Actually, no. I have a meeting in like 25 minutes. So we should be done. Yeah. All right, beautiful. Let's keep on keeping on. Okay, we got the data. If I swipe right, we should see some data. Nope. We don't see any data. Wonder why that is. We need to update the state, so the state doesn't contain the page now. Okay, the actions set page doesn't exist anymore because we're not really setting the page. We are letting the list take care of that. Just the number of pages and recurrence. So when recurrence changes, the number of pages also change. And I believe we don't actually need this because we're not using it. Exactly. So I'm just gonna remove this. Yeah, the only thing that we can change is the recurrence. And we don't actually, yeah, it's okay. That's the only action, but we do have two state variables. Okay, yeah. We had more initially, and I refactored instead of using the state variables to actually use a reducer to make it better, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna remove this log, and we don't actually have these cases anymore, so it's just the set recurrence. But I'm gonna keep the switch. I'm gonna keep the switch. Okay, so state dot number of pages and recurrence. That's okay. There's the old one that doesn't work. Cool. We don't rely on the current page anymore. But I want to see the data. Did we have like a VS Code launch thingy? No. Let me try to debug this. So here's the data. Just wanna create something I can hook onto. TypeScript React. Yeah, probably not. Okay, so I'm gonna run the app npm run iOS. I'll keep the breakpoint. Actually, I'm gonna write a debugger statement, and we are going to try to hook onto the debugger. So it should open up Chrome for us, if I remember correctly. Hermes engine. Okay, well, don't we? Oh, damn it. Right. Remote.js debugger. So I'm gonna move this here. And I'm going to open the sources. The file that we're looking for is reports.tsx. And there should be a debugger. There we go. Okay. Okay. Do a reload. So now that doesn't work, right? Okay, we used to debug this, but then we changed a few things. And now we can't debug it. Doesn't matter. I'll just log it out. It's just like not cool. So console.log data. Are we going to see a meaningful log? Okay, clean it up. Reports. Page is undefined. Beautiful. Yeah, because I need to use the index. That makes sense, right? Okay, so length, that's it. Page is a number. So if I'm look at the map, we have the value, we have the index, and we have the whole array. There's the page and there's the index. And I'm gonna name this underscore and put this as a page. I'm gonna use that as a page. Okay. Actually, let me do that again. So average is 0, expenses nothing, page is 0, recurrence is weekly, total is 0. Now we have average of 55, we have 2 expenses, beautiful, and the page is 1. This is gonna work. This must work. Bam. There we go, everything changed, and this is exactly what we want. Look at this. Yes. I'm so happy for this. But let's see if it's reactive. Yeah. If I change that to monthly. Okay. Yeah. It does work. It didn't, you know, it didn't change the order. So we were on December, which is the second page. But it's looking good so far. There are no pages on the yearly, and we need to fix that. We need to fix that. Nice. Okay, let's try to fix that little thing. This is done. Goodbye. And this is done. Actually deleted the whole lot. Okay. I want to create a new ref. So use ref. And I also want to figure out the type of the ref. Can I just do a flat list and paste it there? Okay, it works. And now, when we change the recurrence, right? As you can see, we use a ref to close up the reports sheet ref, which is this at the bottom. And we want to do something like that for the current implementation of this. So the current is a flat list. So let's see, scroll to end or scroll to index. Scroll to item. Probably index. Params, okay. I want it to be animated just so I can see it. The index is always going to be 0, view offset and view position. I don't care about that. Figure it out on yourself. Okay, so I'm going to go like on the, not the first one. Then I'm going to change it to monthly. Hey, look at that. Would you look at that? Like if I change this to the weekly, it's going to go to the first week. Beautiful. Whew. Animated boolean. What do you mean true is not? What? Object literal may only specify known properties, but okay. Animated. But it was true by default, right? It was animated, so I'll just keep it to index 0. Let's confirm that it actually works. Beautiful. Yo, this turned out better than I even anticipated. Honestly. Like, this is crazy. I love this. Bam. Holy moly. Okay. This is it. This is it. This is what we wanted to achieve, and we did achieve it. And now we can push to the repo. So fixed. Wait a minute. This is readme. I need to Android native Jetpack Compose. That's correct. So fixed view report screen view pager implementation. And wait a minute. Where's the old? There we go. Get the hell out of my repo. Beautiful. Okay, so we got reports page. We got reports. This is the new type. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna commit this. Nice. There we go. Beautiful. Honestly, this turned out much better than I imagined. Did we have a? We do have a bug here in the monthly view, right? We have 29th of December, but look at what bar. Oh, good point. Not the actual dependency. React Native pager view. Yeah. Alright, so npm uninstall. Was it uninstall? I usually work with pnpm. Yeah. It is uninstall. So I'm gonna kill that and push this again. So removing old. That was the view pager view. I'm not even sure why we had this in the first place. Okay, yeah, it was actually that. It was using that dependency, but it was a custom implementation to make it lazy. Okay, to make it virtualized. Removing old view pager dependency. Beautiful. Yeah, John, thanks for the reminder. Okay, y'all, we did it. This is looking really good. It is functioning really good. There is no before, when I used to rely on state variables, I'm basically rendering the same screen all the time. So if we swipe right quickly, you're going to see the same screen, and then the data is going to change, right? So there's like this, it's not really a flicker, but it's weird. You can notice that, right? But now we don't have that problem because these two children or these two items are different. right? Because we feed the data specifically for each page. I don't know. I love this. I love this. This turned out to be pretty good. One thing that I'm concerned is how many times we call data. Yeah, it is very clean. All right, calculating data. Why are you building this? Oh, maybe it's the package JSON. Okay. Hold on. My cat just opened the door. That dude knows how to open the door by himself. That is crazy. Like you're just chilling in the living room watching a movie and then suddenly the door opens. Bam! And it's him walking inside. Like I don't even know where he went. Come on, Expo, we want to see our app. Let's go. Yeah, sounds like more like a tiger. Yeah, he's pretty strong though. He's really strong. If you're like, if you get him and try to like, you know, like play with him and, you know, just like I don't know, do what you do with like an ordinary cat, he'll try to push you away and he's going to succeed in that. I'm not sure, like, so you can do military presses with him. Yeah. All right, there. You see that? You see that? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, you know what? This is okay. 13, 14, 15, 16. These should be pretty much... Wait a minute. These should be 53. Exactly. So this is good, right? This is good. If I change the page, no data gets, you know, it doesn't get calculated. But if I change the recurrence, there we go. Now we are recalculating the data and we have like 12 iterations on this because there are 12 months, right? We're looking at the monthly view. Okay. Got a meeting in 10, but that's all right. Okay, so no need to optimize anything here. If I go to the yearly one, it's just gonna pass once. There we go. Go back here, 52, or it's actually 53 because we have 53, or that's like at least the number of weeks within a year. And we need to change that. Okay. Okay. There are no like unwanted calculations here, so that's good. Cool. All right. This is it. A pod file. Oh, god damn it. Okay. I don't know. We're pushing pod file, I guess. There's the pod file. Okay. We did it. This is working even better than I expected it and like even imagined it. We still have the bug at the monthly view. So we're going to work on that bug in the next stream. And we'll also try to implement Sentry. So we can monitor for bugs, we can view at the, like look at the performance data that we get from the app. And we need that. We should keep an eye on those things. All right, cool. Yeah, I guess this is it. I got a meeting in like 8 minutes, so I need to prepare for that. Chill out a bit. And yeah, everyone, thank you so much for jumping in, spending the time with me. I think this was a really productive stream. Yeah, I think we found the best solution possible for this type of scenario. And I'm actually happy for that. I'm super happy for that. yeah, I'm going to stream tomorrow and Thursday as well. So we'll be seeing each other these 3 days. Take a look at my profile, my YouTube channel, because I have these schedules for the next 2 streams for this week. Check them out, see if that time works for you. I'm gonna do an experimental one tomorrow because it's a bit earlier in the day. We're talking about 3 or 4 hours earlier than this. Just to see, like, you know, if anything's gonna change. But yeah, check it out. Make sure you, like, there's an option to remind me or something like that on YouTube. You can click that so you can get an email when I go live. But yeah, thanks for the stream, loving coding and watching code streams while working. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for jumping in. Joshua, John, you guys are awesome. Thank you again. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.